Hey guys, welcome back to the Science of CBD podcast. I'm your host, Suzanne Gatt, and as always, I'm joined with Bruno, Professor of Nutraceutical Sciences at Huntington University and formulator of all of Twin Lab products. Hey, Gene.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, you?
Oh, splendid.
Oh. It's a Thursday today.
It's a Thursday. It's fantastic.
Almost the weekend.
Almost.
Exciting. Cool. So today we're going to talk about supplementation of CBD and how it affects our own body's endocannabinoid system. So we talked in other podcasts, Gene, about our bodies, and we have this endocannabinoid system, this system of receptors on pretty much all of our major organs that regulate things like stress and sleep, pain, response, a lot of things. And our body makes endocannabinoids that work on these receptors. But supplementing with phytocannabinoids and CBD, such as CBD and others, we want to talk about what effects they have on our own endocannabinoids. I would think that taking supplementing with CBD and other phytocannabinoids would hinder our body's response to making its own endocannabinoids, or potentially stop it or interfere with it.
So I've heard this concern expressed before, and oftentimes people give as an analogy something like, well, it's like testosterone. If you get a testosterone injection, you make less of your own testosterone. So here's how this works. In the testosterone example, that's true. But the testosterone that you get in the injection is basically chemically identical to what your body makes. You have two primary endocannabinoids. One is called anandamide and one is called 2-AG. Completely different structures, chemically speaking, than CBD. And because they're completely different structures, in no way will it interfere with the production of your own endocannabinoids. But beyond that, CBD has another effect. So there's an enzyme in your body that actually will break down your endocannabinoids, so you have lower levels. Well, turns out that when CBD is introduced into the body, that enzyme will see the CBD and it'll start to break that down instead of breaking down your own endocannabinoids. So by taking CBD and other phytocannabinoids, you actually protect your own endocannabinoids. You actually make more of your own and maintain higher levels of your own. And of course, CBD has, some pretty significant properties beyond even the endocannabinoid system.
What about its effects on like serotonin receptors, and so how exactly does that work?
Yeah, so in addition to the endocannabinoid system, it actually will act as an agonist or a positive influencer on the serotonin receptors, which will cause it to affect in a positive way your mood, your sleep. It'll also affect glycine receptors, which have to do with pain and muscle relaxation. And it'll also affect something called vanilloid channels, which has to do with inflammation. So that's one of the reasons that, not just because of its effect on the endocannabinoid system, but because of its effect on these other receptors, that you get these really beneficial effects from CBD and phytocannabinoids.
Very cool. So in summary, taking CBD doesn't affect our own body's ability to produce its own endocannabinoids.
In no way will it do that. In fact, because of the activity that I discussed, you actually maintain higher levels and for a longer period of time when you supplement with CBD and phytocannabinoids. It literally nourishes your endocannabinoid system, maintaining higher levels.
Okay, final question though. So a lot of the doses that we're talking about here on our podcast are in the 25 milligram, 25 milligram range. What about taking more? Does that have any effect on the body's endocannabinoid system negatively?
No dose that you take is going to have a negative effect in terms of increasing or decreasing your own endocannabinoids. I guess if you're asking like a safety question, like can you get too much of it or whatever, you can get too much of anything. Too much water, you drown. But in terms of, from a practical standpoint, if you look at all the research that's been done on CBD and phytocannabinoids, 25 milligrams is a core area of research. There's also research that's done on hundreds of milligrams of CBD. And when you look at hundreds of milligrams that are being used safely and effectively, I can honestly tell you that if you go over 25 milligrams, let's say you take a 25 milligram dose, and then the second time in a day you take it to a 25 milligram, now you're getting 50 milligrams, even 75. It's not a problem. You're not going to get excessive amounts, no ill effects.
Cool. So no way to really overdose on it.
Well, there's again, you can if you decide to swallow a bottle of. I'm not going to swear that there won't be no effect, but
so don't swallow a bottle.
Don't swallow a bottle of CBD pills. But if you're just taking, one or two doses, a couple of doses, it's not a problem.
Okay, Jean, thank you so much for joining us. Mm-hmm. Very cool.
You're very welcome.
Thanks, guys, again for tuning in, and keep your comments coming, your questions. We want to hear from you. We want to know what you're interested in. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, twinlabphytocab.com. Check out twinlabcbd.com, our website. Looking forward to hearing back from you guys. Talk soon.